Hello and welcome back to my channel. In this video, we'll be reviewing tips for the removal and replacement of the crankshaft position sensor on this 2024 Hyundai Elantra with the 2.0 liter engine. If you find my tips to be helpful, please consider a membership, subscribe, like, and comment. Now let's get started. The crankshaft position sensor is located on the bottom half of the engine where the engine mates up with the transmission, and we'll point that exact location out in a minute. Some of the symptoms associated with a faulty crankshaft sensor include a crank no start, and also the engine will die intermittently. You will also have check engine codes P0012, P0013, and P0014. So you might ask yourself, what does this part do? Well, it monitors the position and rotational speed of the crankshaft. Supplies needed for this task include a hydraulic lift. You need a jack stand for safety. You'll need a 10mm socket extension and a ratchet. You may need a sensor, a flashlight. Please see other items in the video description below. So let's move forward with the location of the sensor and then the removing of the sensor. Okay, I am underneath the vehicle. Just so you know, my chest is about dead center of the lower front bumper, okay? My left shoulder is facing the driver's side wheel, and my right shoulder is facing the passenger side wheel. Okay, so I'm gonna pan over. You can see oil filter cartridge right here. Over to the right, you can see the passenger side tire. Panning back over, you see the pan for the transmission. And then you see the wheel over there, okay? Coming back into focus. Your sensor is right here, okay? And so what I'm gonna do right now, off camera, is I'm going to loosen this 10mm bolt right here. I'm going to loosen up that cable. You guys can see that hopefully right there. Pull it away from the bracket, and then I'm going to, you see in the back there is a clip right there. I'm going to disconnect that, and there's a lock on there, okay? And then once I do that, this white plastic molding, it hangs on this bracket right here. And so I'm gonna take a screwdriver and tap on the back of that white plastic and push it up towards the top of the engine, and it'll just easily come up, okay? So I'm gonna complete all those items, and then I'm gonna come right back. Okay, I completed all those items, and as you can see, this is the sensor assembly, I'll call it. Similar to your camshaft position sensors, there's a little bit of engine oil that gets on here. If your engine oil is extremely dirty, it will interfere with the magnetic properties of this sensor. And say 2 out of every 50 revolutions, it might make it a little bit hard for this sensor to read. And over time, that extra pull on the magnet will shorten the life of this magnet. And so the pro tip for this particular task is to keep your engine oil clean and a good filter at all times, okay? Moving down, you see there is a O-ring here, and it fits extremely snug inside the housing. And so if you're having any leaks, you can replace this O-ring without replacing the entire sensor. However, you want to use an O-ring. Rubber is compatible with petroleum, and also it's resistant to heat. Okay, you don't just want to buy any O-ring. Moving down, looking at the housing here, everything looks pretty good. You want to look at those electrical connectors. That's really all I wanted to do, is show you guys where this thing is located, show you how easy it is to remove, and then just have a short, quick conversation about it. Get this thing reinstalled. It'd probably take me less than 3 minutes to get this thing reinstalled. Okay, that was indeed less than 3 minutes. So let me talk you through it. First thing I did was install the sensor into the hole, go straight back through like that, and then I attached the bolt. Next, what I did was I pulled down the electrical connector and I made this connector connection, and I locked down the connector to the gray housing. Then I took this housing, pushed it up slightly, and I hung it on this bracket, just kind of pulling back on this wire here. Okay, lock that down. And then lastly, I went in and I reinserted this little piece into the hole and locked it in. And folks, there you have it. This wraps up the video on the removal and replacement of the crankshaft position sensor. I hope you found my tips to be helpful. Please like and subscribe. And until next time, drive defensively.